So the messages or transmissions or downloads or whatever, uploads, however you want to jargon it, have been getting not, I don't want to say more intense, but bigger or more multi-dimensional as we come to more present moment awarenesses. And so what we're discovering is that we are the flux, we are the flux capacitor, we are the eon flux. Um, the coning system, you're in the center of it, and so when you come to awareness, it sends out a message, a frequency, whether you're literally shouting it or you're just sending out the frequency saying I'm ready, like SpongeBob, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. So you send that up into the higher densities, which they go so far that the human mind can't even comprehend right now. But it also sends a message below into the lower frequencies to say, we're done. We're only going to take what we need from the descendants who are now, you become your own descendant as you go down into those realms, or you send light. So you ask for this light and you send it down to here, and then it gets to come and recycle. Basically, it's a recycle. So what we're finding is we are the cell, the CELL, the dark matter that all condensed into this one teeny tiny piece of light called atom. It condensed into that, and that broke apart. And so we're all subatomic particles. Every subatomic particle has the capacity to create more subatomic particles from itself. But you are coming down at the same time from higher self. You are coming down into these lower densities. So that's what was the discovery, was that where you come from, where you can last remember that you came from, is far beyond 12D actually. And there weren't many of us. It was like a kind of an elite task force mission, if you will, that came down through all these lower densities, because even 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, those are still lower densities, and it goes all the way down into what you would consider negative. And that's where you say you don't want to go, because it is gooey ooey. You can get stuck there. You can also go so high, you can only go so high in the physical body, but now they're making it, technology is making it so that you can travel into the higher dimensions in the physical body. Because like even now people think the earth is just now getting into 5D, but really the earth is in 60, 78. It's the chakra systems that you can, that are becoming apparent, becoming clear, more, they're getting bigger. So you think you only have these 7 chakras, or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chakras, but really every pore in your body could be considered a chakra. So you have this infinite amount of chakras going out. So you say as above, so below, as within, so without. But then you have to take it all the way around, like the 360 degrees, but that 360 degrees circle is like a disc, and it's constantly moving in all directions. So you are the atom. You are it even though that source is housed in this highly advanced avatar, because the avatar is now able to evolve because of the technologies that we're allowing in now, because the density has gotten higher in the earth. So you think you're in 5D because you're living your truth, but your truth is, when you are living your truth, you're actually in the 6th dimension, because every dimension that you come in, every density that you come into, you're dealing with what happened from before. So the 2nd density, you dealt with that in 3D. That was duality. The 3rd density, that shocking and waking to a new truth, that's what you're dealing with. When you get to the 4th density. When you get to the 5th density, you're dealing with the emotions from the 4th density, which you needed those emotions to come forward in the 4th density so that you could have compassion on yourself as you're going through this evolutionary process. So you're in the 5th dimension dealing with the emotions, then you get into 6th and you're living your truth. Okay, so we're already there. A lot of people are already there in the 6th dimension, and a lot of people are way above. Like the Mayans are past, they've gone through 12D, so the earth has already gone through all these realms. The present moment is always happening somewhere in the future, and in the now. You're in the center, sending out the vibration and sending yourself back in and down below, and then coming back up again. So you get to keep getting, it's like a filter where you keep getting the most high information that's necessary to take you to the next level. So here you are living in, let's say you're in 5D right now, so you're living your truth. Or you're in 6D right now, so you're living your truth. So you can send messages to yourself. You're sending messages from yourself and to yourself. It's really all about you. And the more you discover that, the higher you'll go. There are people who have already discovered that the electromagnetic field, you can use that to levitate and to fly. In this human avatar, you can upgrade this human avatar, and you can use it, and you can actually get higher. Like before, the human avatar wasn't allowed in the 3rd density, and then it was. And before, the human avatar wasn't allowed in the 4th, 5th, 6th densities, and now they are, which also means that the human avatar is being allowed into the 7th and 8th densities, which is really cool, because you'll be lighter. You'll actually be lighter because you'll be able to fly. You can't take it all with you. You're not gonna be able to take it all, but you're cycling back the information that is necessary to give you the upgrades. Like where I'm from, it's like a crystal cathedral. Like everything, you just grow, like crystals are just growing massively everywhere, like and they're full of information, and you're full of information because you're a light body, and the lighter you get, the more information you get. So if you want to take your avatar into the higher realms, you can, or if you want to allow your avatar to go and become the Shilajit and give back that way, you can do that too. So I think people are just on their journeys, and they're working from where they're working from. And so you don't have to buy into anything that a lower frequency is putting out. You can now be triggered by the higher density, which is something where they're talking about in X-Men, kind of like, oh, these people are they're triggered by a trauma. Well, now you don't have to be triggered by trauma anymore. Before, that was something that was real. Before, that was something, that was happening. Now kids are coming in and they are triggered by light. They're triggered by light codes because more people are putting the light codes out there. It only takes one person to share with another person, and then that person shares, and once 10 people have it, then 100 people have it. Once 100 people have it, then it raises the vibration, or it brings the vibration down. So depending on what you're tuning into is where you're taking your avatar, and where you're going with your planet, with your plane of existence. So you can say something like, I believe that I'm grateful for my reptilian nature because it helped me to survive as a child. Thank you to the reptilian nature. And then you find out 2 days later that the reptilian nature caused the genocide of entire civilizations because it needed to survive, so it took the children and used them for breeding. Oh, okay. How could I be grateful for that? Well, would I exist without that? No, but that's what had to happen in that density, because when you come as light, when you come into a lower density, you have to play by its rules until enough people have raised the frequency of that density. And so when we came into the 2nd density and we're trying to raise up to the 3rd density and 4th density, we had to play by the rules. And so the creator being was sort of this veiled figure, sort of hiding behind the scenes, still doing this thing for the upliftment, but it had to do it through that density because that's the density that it came into. And so until enough of us were here that could raise the frequency of the plane of existence, then we had to do things in a sort of what would seem a backhanded or underhanded or veiled way, or so we had to do things through violence. We had to do things through that ripping and tearing apart, and then an awakening to come back together. And so don't be angry with the reptilian, because that's also it's coming out of the evolutionary chain now. So it doesn't have to, the consciousness isn't getting placed back in. Only the things that are necessary are getting placed back in to the consciousness so that you can keep going higher and higher. Because if you try to put sludge in it, then it'll filter through. But now the sludge isn't even getting put back in. But if you try to put sludge into a light body, then it's going to weigh down the body until it filters its way out. So we're not even putting the sludge in anymore. We're not down there with the sludge. We're like offering more and more light to the sludge so that it can come up and it can be again, dense matter to create instead of dense matter to destroy and to bring down. It's the whole cone system is like coming up with you still in the center until you get to where you remember you were before. And so what we're remembering is that we came through these star systems, which are densities, which are connected to the countries of the earth. So the planets are connected, the stars are connected, as above so below. So there is also something below there too that is connected, but that's also coming up as well. It's not stuck anymore on the infinite loop. When you have awareness, you're not stuck on this anymore. Now you're going up like this, and you're raising it all because more light is getting pushed down through, because you sent out the message, hey, I'm ready, I'm here, I'm ready, put the light through. So you put the light through, you charge the battery. So now what a lot of us are looking for now is wholeness, and we're going to get that through the things that we're choosing to ingest. I could actually go on for a long time, but I'm going to pause here because I'm feeling myself to get really excited, and then that will turn into lots of different things that are going to go off in they can go off in infinite directions. But we're here, all is well. We are in it. We are in it. It's not, there's no parts anymore. It's the pieces coming together, and the healing is done, and you can rise up now.